Jordan Schultz, national NFL reporter, talking about the Browns' head coaching search.
The Browns would love to keep DC Jim Schwartz with their new head coach, given all the defensive success they've had, which is why most expect them to hire an offensive-minded head coach. Many around the league have viewed the Browns as a team that could hire a head coach who might be a year away from being a legitimate candidate, but in their eyes, if he's going to be a head coach in the future, why wait? That's why you're seeing Cleveland interview requests for Bengals OC Dan Pitcher, Jags OC Grant Udinski, and Rams pass game coordinator Nate Scheelhaase. Pairing a young offensive mind with Schwartz is seen as very intriguing to Cleveland.
Jimmy, two things. Again, patience would be required if you did that, because a young guy like that's going to make a lot of mistakes. The other thing is, how's Jim Schwartz going to feel? Now he has an option. You know, the Ravens have requested to interview him. Could be as their head coach, could be as the DC in case he doesn't get the gig here.
This is so Browns. This is so Andrew Berry. This is. I want my cake and eat it too. And by the way, the cake that I want is the cake that nobody sees coming. It's my favorite cake. You've never heard of this cake. Like, it's just,
yeah,
it's just making it sound so complicated, man. Like, to your point about patience, we talked about the truth about the coaching search. The question that the Browns need to answer about this coaching search is, why should anyone want the job? Think about, you're in the coach's chair. You're sitting across from the Browns Brain Trust, and you're coming into this coaches talk. It's a coaching fraternity, right?
Yep.
And you're thinking, they just fired the best coach that they've had in 30 years, objectively true, for something that wasn't his fault. Like, I don't think it's controversial to say that the Deshaun Watson trade is a much bigger contributor to the Browns' offensive struggles the last couple of years than Kevin Stefanski's playbook or play calling scheme, what have you. The talent has been lacking because they didn't have the draft capital to invest in the talent, and they didn't have the money to invest in the talent because they paid a bunch of money in draft picks for the wrong guy. And then they blamed it on the coach, and I'm sitting here as a coach, and you're selling me this job, and I'm thinking, how am I supposed to know that you're going to give me the runway that I need to build what is clearly, I mean, Andrew Berry said it, a roster in transition to develop, to get what I need out of whatever quarterback we're gonna choose here. If it's Shedeur or someone else, we know that stuff doesn't happen overnight. Even Drake May, the Patriots quarterback, MVP candidate in his second year. His first year was rough, and if you have that rough first year here in Cleveland, like what assurances do I have that I'm gonna be around to try to fix it the next year? Or as we talked about with the mismatched coach GM, what assurances do I have that my partner Andrew Berry is going to be around next year, and then I won't have a new partner who's looking for ways to replace me? Like, it's just, that part is really, really tough. If you're going to hire a really young coach, like you said, you need patience. The Browns have demonstrated no track record of patience. They've fired 5 coaches since they've gotten here, or maybe 6. I mean, losing track. 2 of them were after 1 year, Rob Chinzinski and Freddie Kitchens. Are those guys the greatest coach in the world? No. But did they have the pathway to prove otherwise here in Cleveland? Also, no. And to the point about Schwartz, like, if you like him that much, just make him the head coach. That's how I feel. Don't try to. They said in the press conference that they wouldn't try to force him on a head coaching candidate, which, looking back now, it's a little bit doth protest too much, because now everything they say is, we really like Jim Schwartz and we'd really love to pair him with a young coach. I hope that's not. I think what's really happening here is that the Browns understand where they are in the pecking order. They're not first or second or third on a lot of the hot candidates' preferred destinations. So they're saying, okay, we might have to hire a young guy. And if we're hiring a young guy, they probably don't have the deepest Rolodex of defensive coordinator candidates. So we can present this to them and, hey, we have this built in for you. Jim Schwartz has built a really good defense here. He's got a strong culture. He can help you get to know the players, and he can help you. He's been a head coach before. That checks a lot of boxes on a silhouette that a young offensive head coach might want to hire as his defensive coordinator, right? But the problem is the whole thing kind of falls apart if a head coach, if your head coaching candidate understandably wants to bring in his own staff, which a lot of guys do, and then we're kind of at an impasse here. So again, I hope that they're coming at it with an open mind, and I get why they want to keep Jim Schwartz around, but it's just another unnecessary complicating factor for a job that already needs a lot of makeup to be sold to the right candidate.
Yeah, and the other thing I would say is, okay, if you're hiring a guy who's a year away, why don't you just leave Kevin Stefanski in the job? That's the other part of that rationale that makes no sense.